Hello, hello. You are watching the YouTube channel of Taylor Muscle, founder of the Women's Muscle Movement, developing mindsets for resilience and optimal living. Hello guys, thank you so much for joining me today on this video. Today I'm going to be talking about how finding fault is innate. I feel like if I can explain this to you and I can communicate it and you can understand it, that this can help you in your life if you struggle with people finding fault and taking it personally. Okay, so if this is your first time to the channel, my name's Alexa Ray Taylor, and I'm here to help you as well as journey with you as we both together journey closer towards mindsets of resilience. Now, jumping right in. So, of course, finding fault is innate. Maybe you understand this too. Obvious to our existence, finding fault's helpful in our existence and keeping us alive, right? Because when we can discriminate, we can know, what's good or bad, what's harmful, what's not. Someone's coming up to us. If we can, make a quick judgment and things like that about them, then we'll know if they're safe or not, right? So the judgment doesn't necessarily have to be negative. It could be positive, but oftentimes we like to resort to the negative. It's more appealing, right? So when we go out into everyday life, we're constantly looking and judging on whether something's harmful or not, whether it's this or that, okay? Going back to what I had mentioned in the Manipulated Mind book that I had read, our nervous system can only handle so much information, right? So it has to be selective with whatever it chooses, okay? So with that, so it has to be selective with whatever it chooses. It can't just take in a bunch of information and not judge it. With that also comes into play a psychological term called cognitive dissonance, which is basically when we hold two contradictory ideas in mind, right? We can't do that. It's too threatening. We have to select one, right? And we select one of these two opposing ideas, or contradicting ideas. We have to choose one of them, and then we have to demonize the other. Okay, so I select this one, and I have to demonize this one to feel better about it. Okay. So maybe you got into the University of Chicago and you got into the University of San Diego or something like that, right? And you decided you're going to go with the University of San Diego. But mentally, for you to fully, to cope with this, these two universities that you really want to go to, now you have to select one. You're going to find multiple ways to bash the University of Chicago because, you've already selected San Diego, and for you to psychologically deal with that, you have to make it appear as though University of Chicago wasn't for you anyway, right? Maybe it was in an area that was lower class, or it was in an area that was crowded or something like that. You know what I mean? You have to find some stories, whether it's real or not, sometimes too. It's funny, where our minds will go just to feel better, allow us to feel better with ourselves. Same goes for simple things, just you being you, Maybe you're in a social gathering and you're standing, you're just kind of relaxed, smiling, looking around, and you look too comfortable, right? You look too comfortable to another person. Maybe another person's sitting over here, their arms folded, they're a bit uncomfortable, and they see you and you look so calm, and it raises insecurities in them because I'm not calm here and they look so calm. Look at them. They think that they're this, or look at them. They're trying to do this. You know what I mean? And the fault finding comes up. And then, I can see flaw in that. And therefore I can feel just a little bit better over here in this corner feeling insecure, right? So such simple things. It doesn't even have to be something direct or obvious. Such simple things can cause us to feel insecure and find fault. And it's just the nature of it. So once again, it goes back to our psychology's way of coping with our existence and wanting to continue to exist. Another thing that's kind of similar to this, but I want to share it in this video because it kind of relates.
Once upon a time, there were two housemates named Susan and Kelly. They had a neighbor named Jessica. Okay, So Susan and Kelly are the blue and the yellow. Jessica is the purple. So one day, Kelly's out and walking the dog, and she happens to cross Jessica, and she's walking the dog as well. Now, going back, Susan and Jessica have met, but not Kelly and Jessica, okay? So this is the first time Kelly and Jessica see each other, and, you know, they walk past each other. As they get close to each other, the dogs start really barking and really rough playing together, and Kelly yanks at her dog's chain, or his collar. Jessica sees this and is like, oh my gosh, you know? She doesn't say this to Kelly, of course, but she's thinking this like, wow, why did she just yank her dog's collar like that? Jessica's an animal rights advocate and is really like concerned of how that dog is being treated. Okay, 2 to 3 weeks pass, and just so happens Jessica is over at Susan's house, or Susan and Kelly's house, and they're sorting through stuff. Kelly's over at work, but Susan's home, and they're going through things to donate. Okay. So they're going through the stuff and they come across Kelly's bra. Wow. And Jessica goes on with speaking and saying, wow, why is Kelly's bra inside of your box? Like, was she in there? Like, was she going through your stuff? That's really odd. Okay. And what's speaking right now is Jessica's hidden resentment of Kelly from seeing that one incident where she yanked the dog's collar, right? We usually hold on to our first impression, our first encounters. So she has this little resentment that she actually doesn't consciously know either. So she's telling Susan, why is Kelly's bra in there? Was she going through your stuff? You know, was she doing this? Was she doing that? And it's all of negativity because of this resentment. So Susan begins thinking, you know, I don't know. She could have gone through my stuff. You know, and Jessica continues, wow, that's really selfish. Why wouldn't she respect your space? And Susan thinks, that's true. Why wouldn't she respect my space? That she's so selfish. All thoughts Susan wouldn't have thought on her own. But thanks to Jessica over here with her resentment, she's sharing that experience with Susan and beginning to affect Susan and Kelly's relationship. So Susan comes home after work and they all hang out for a little bit, and then eventually Jessica goes home and it's just Susan and Kelly again. So this third party began affecting this relationship over one encounter and of held resentment.
So, finding fault is innate, and when we can realize this and understand the psychological processes that go behind it, we don't take it personally anymore, and it doesn't have to affect us negatively. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind when people present faulty findings to you, or you're talking about someone else, or you're doing it to someone else, or something else. Be aware of it though when you're doing it. Bring heightened awareness to it. And it's going to take practice. It's easier said than done. It's going to take practice. But become aware of it so that you're not being used by it. Anyhow, so that's my video for today. If you found any of the information helpful, go ahead and thumbs it up. Leave comments down below if you'd like to. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.